What's going on, everybody? This is MDENT313, and I'm back at y'all with some good news. If you a boxing fan, ladies and gentlemen, if you a boxing fan, the hits just keep on coming. It's been announced that Canelo Alvarez has signed a 3-fight deal with Turki Alashikh, and I think it's Riyadh season on the Zone. And the 3-fight deal will include a 2-fight deal with Terrence Crawford and a 1-fight deal with William School to, I guess, get his IBF title back. I don't know how in which the structure would be, if he'll fight William School first and then the 2 fights with Terrence Crawford or vice versa. But point being is, it's good news for boxing, right? The more active we can get these fighters, the better the sport of boxing will be. And not only just getting them active, but getting them fighting the fights we want to see. And that's all it's about, right? I'm excited about it, man. I personally, along with Tim Bradley, I'm going to do a video on that believes that Terrence Crawford is going to shock the world and destroy Canelo Alvarez. I'm pretty sure many of you, along with guys like Mike Tyson, guys like Mikey Garcia, and other guys who feel like Terrence Crawford is a little too much of a weight jump. A good big man always beat the good little man. You know that argument, because listen, Canelo Alvarez is a skilled fighter. He's not just a big man. He is a skilled big man, right? And listen, I'm excited about it. I'm here for it. I know you guys are excited about it, but I want to have a quick sidebar conversation after that good news. I did a video, I believe it was yesterday, and it was talking about the hypocrisy of Mikey Garcia. And I had a back and forth with, a chat member about the Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, right? And he made the argument, which is a fair argument to make, because more often than not, he is right. And his argument was, a good big man beat, a good little man most of the time. And that's a fair assessment. But I went on to name all the times where, the little man came up to beat the good big man, right? When you look at Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard, when you look at Bernard Hopkins and Antonio Tarver, when you look at Roy Jones going from 154, working his way up all the way to heavyweight and beating John Ruiz for the heavyweight title, which is one of the greatest feats in boxing, period. I don't care if it's prior to Roy Jones or after. That's one of the greatest feats that you will ever see in boxing. When you look at Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvelous Marvelin Hagler, you will see it. The gentleman that I was having the back and forth discussion with, he was right, and he was saying he would like to elaborate more on, my examples that I had given. Also, Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya. But he said it was too much to text, and he's right. A lot of times, it's just a lot faster and a lot more efficient just to be able to say what you want to say. So my plan is by March, maybe April. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how YouTube work. I'm not very good with tech at this current time, but I'm looking forward to figuring out how to do live streams. That way, you guys who, have an opinion, if you don't want to just talk about it, we can talk about a good time that'd be beneficial for people to jump on the live and have these discussions, man. I tell you what, as much of a football fan, an NFL fan I'm equally as much of a boxing fan. The only problem is I don't really have in my friend and family circle group, it's not many of them that really care for boxing. So I can't really have these, these back and forths, these, boxing conversations that I would like to have, because I got one of the friends that, was in the boxing, he was pretty much a co-worker, but he's no longer working here. Another one is a co-worker, but he more so leaned towards the big fights. He don't really talk about the up and coming fighters. you know, he don't really talk about the top level contenders. He kind of really talk about only guys that's already established and that's kind of known. So, you know, I wouldn't consider him a hardcore boxing fan, but he is knowledgeable, you know, to an extent. And my nephew, you know, me and my nephew used to talk about boxing, you know, a lot, but we don't talk about it as much anymore because it hasn't really been a whole lot of fights or big name fights or, you know, real good fights and good cards outside of what Turki Alashikh has been putting on. You know, it seems like prior to the pandemic, you know, boxing was extremely exciting, and even a little bit after, you know, when things started to somewhat come back to normal. But pre-pandemic, you know, boxing was just off the chain, man. And I wish I would have had started a channel back then, you know, to have these boxing conversations when boxing was just exciting, man. People enjoy waking up in the morning and talking about boxing, where people didn't mind talking about boxing in the middle of the day. Guys talked about boxing, you know, at nighttime before you did your nighttime shift or before you went to sleep. You know, it's just boxing just been pretty much on the decline because of what's going on with the networks. A lot of networks are pulling out of the sport of boxing, and Turki Alashikh is trying to do his best to save boxing. And, you know, as a boxing fan, I'm happy about it. I don't want to see boxing go away. I love the sport of boxing. It's exciting to watch. It's exciting to talk about. It's exciting thinking about fantasy matchups, man. I love boxing. But listen, are you guys excited about Canelo Alvarez in this 3-fight deal? You know, 2-fight deal with Terrence Crawford. I'm not sure exactly how that is. If it's only a rematch clause, if, you know, one way, if Canelo beats Crawford, or if it's just a rematch regardless of what happens. Who knows? But I do know that David Benavidez is not in there, which is a bummer because I would have liked to see that fight. But listen, with Turki Alashikh at the helm of boxing, the possibilities are truly endless. And I'm excited. I hope you guys are too, man. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe.